Am I gonna do this?
Imagine what it would be like to see a sound or taste a word. The name of Logan tasting like peaches, or seeing golden and falling stars when listening to piano instruments. This neurological phenomenon is called synesthesia or joint sensation. Synesthesia is a condition in which the stimulation of one triggers an automatic, involuntary experience in another sense. A person who has joint sensation might not only hear my voice, but also see it, taste it, or feel it as a physical touch. Another form of synesthesia can be triggered by things that are not strictly sensory, such as numbers, letters, words, and names, which means someone might experience words and numbers as saturated with colors or taste something when hearing someone's name. Combinations of all the senses and objects are possible. A person who experiences synesthesia is called a synesthete. Those who have synesthesia experience the world differently. The latest study estimated that the joint sensation occurs in 4% of the human population. It is dominated by females, leading the suggestion that synesthesia was an X chromosome linked trait. According to Richard, an American neurologist, synesthesia has several characteristics. First, synesthesia is one-way projected. This means that synesthesia tastes something in response to sight. They do not necessarily see something, they taste that certain thing. Next, synesthesia tends to be constant. For example, if a synesthete experiences the color blue when they see the letter U, they will always experience the same color. The joint sensation is also specific. Every synesthete may experience a different perception. Although a synesthete tastes strawberry jam when hearing the word car, other synesthetes might experience a different taste. Another characteristic is that synesthesia is projected and is not the same as hallucination. It is experienced in external space, usually near the body. Richard gives the example of his patient who sees objects when listening to music: falling golden balls, shooting lines, and gold waves that float on a screen 6 inches away from her nose. The joint sensation can also be memorable. Often the secondary synesthete perception is remembered better than the primary perception. For example, a synesthete who always associates the color purple with the name Amy will often remember that woman's name purple and not Amy. Now look at this picture. When you look at this picture, you see Donald Trump, even though there are no words written. Your brain automatically and involuntarily makes that connection, just like a synesthete brain makes a connection between the name Mary and orange juice. You all may be questioning how people could get it. Scientists believe synesthesia results from cross-wiring in the brain. Scientists have suggested that synesthesia occurs because of cross-wiring between brain areas, either because of a deficiency of a proper pruning that would separate the air, or because of an excess of connections. A biological determinant may be partially at work in certain cases of synesthesia, because around 40% of synesthetes know at least one other family who has it. The relative is not always an immediate family member. For example, you could have a synesthetic cousin but not have a synesthetic sibling. It can also skip generations.